Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Dawn, and today I am back here to show the pages for the extra large sewing pattern journal and the pages for the journal, the 6 journals I'm making to accompany it. So I have cut and divided up my pages, and I've also extended these 12 by 12 papers to make them slightly bigger so that they fit into the journal cover better. I did that with the example journal that I have shown, which I don't have right here. So this is going to be the first page, this is going to be the first signature, and this is going to be the second signature, and they're going to be in the journal just like this. So I'm going to show the pages that I have right now. Here's this one. I extended this one, so you can see I've sewn along the extended edge of this, so that's going to be the first page. Here's this one that I've also extended. I try to match it well so that it looks nice. Obviously, that is a goal. Here's this one, and you see that just blends in really well with the pattern. The paper was already there, and I think that looks really cool. So this is my first signature, and I'm gonna put these 3 pages in here in this order, and then usually what I'll do is spread my pages out and try to decide what I want to be the center page. So I have that one, this one, I have this 1940s magazine page, I have this quilt book page, I have these. I would love to put these in the center because it's so pretty, but because it's so fragile, I want it to be surrounded by something stronger. This is an old scrapbook paper. This is a very large quilt book page, and I think this is going to be my center page. This is a piece of the pattern, some packaging paper, a different type of packaging paper, and this really cool big graph paper of some kind. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So what I'm gonna do is if I know what my center is gonna be, I'll start in the center. I'm not gonna worry about lining up the height of the pages right now. Like, this is not my final rendition. Once I get all these pages in, I'll decide where I want pockets, so I'll still have to take this apart to sew and glue and whatever in pockets. So I'll usually just start with the center page and go from there and make sure I have like a nice variety of pages dispersed in my journal. All right. So because this is so busy, I want to put something more plain, and then because this doesn't go all the way out, sometimes I like to like layer my sizes, so like this, and then maybe put this small one here, and then I might go like that. But I also have another piece of scrapbook paper here that I've just folded in half, and so I think I'm just gonna do this because I like the way that that looks. But since I'm still messing around, like that's a full size page, so I don't want to use that one, but that might look better. And I want to spread out like the colors and the sizes and just make it look really pretty and really cohesive. All right, so I like the way that looks, so I'm gonna go with that. And then I'm going to, because this is so busy here and this is white on the inside, and this is what it looks like on that side too. I'm gonna put this paper here because I think that is a nice contrast there. All right, and then I'm gonna put this, because if I have something that I can kind of see through, I really like to put it on top of something very bold and bright. All right, and then I will do, I have 2 more pieces here, so I'm gonna do this one, because again, like this is, well, that's actually more plain. So maybe I will put in, I don't want those 2 next to each other. Maybe I'll put this here, add some color to that part, and then I think I will do this one. Well, all right, I'm gonna put this, I think I might put this here. It's hard to make choices. Like, you look at people's journals and you're like, how did they decide what to put where? It's really challenging. Sometimes it comes together and sometimes it does not come together as easily. Okay, so I know I have these 2 left. So now I'm just gonna do like a flip and try to decide, and I do think I want to put this here. I just want to make sure that's like really well nestled between, see, I'm not loving that. I might do this I like. All right, so I'm gonna do that. And then I have now these 2 pieces. So this one, and then here's brown, and then I can put this one here. That. That one. See, and then here we have this like big layered section. I love that, so I'm gonna leave that. And then I don't think I have anything here, so now I can slip this really thin piece into here. And so that's what that signature is gonna look like, except that I will go back and add pockets and some tucks and some collage pieces. So that looks really cool. And this is kind of cool because this is some actual like dye bleeding from the magazine, and then this is printed on the scrapbook paper. So you've got like these 2 spots here, and one of them is intentional and the other is actually like vintage, and I think that's really cool. Look. All right, so I like the way that looks as well. Sometimes if the backs of the papers are very different from the front, I have to make sure I like it on the second half too. Like if every piece of paper is symmetrical, then it's fine, but if it's not, then I do have to like make sure I like the way it looks the other way. Okay, so there's this. That's the first signature. Here's our second signature, and this is going to be the first page of the second signature, so this looks good to me. I like the way that those look next to each other. So I'm going to take these. So again, did I show these? I'm not sure. I extended these for this signature. So here's a green. This is going to be actually the last page of the journal. So there's that one. And then this is a floral, and I extended it with this piece, which I liked the way that this looked. And then this is a fun one. I did the different pluses, and then here's the extension here. So there's that one. And this is a piece I just have folded in half. So that. That one's pretty cool. This is the front of the directions. This is the scrapbook paper. That I'll use as the center of the signature again. I like to make my signatures sort of like parallel each other if possible. If I have two of the same type of paper. So then this paper here is another one of these, but this one's green. And the person I'm making the journal for, she actually gave me those pieces. So I used a tan one in the first signature and a green one in the second signature. So the second signature is very green. It has a lot more like green themes running through it. So as you can see, the second set of papers is really green as well. All right, so I'm gonna start with this. And I think I wanna try to do something that's just like different, like put the papers in a different order. Sometimes I'll put them in the same order as, like with the first and second signature, I'll do everything in the same order. So if I put this, and then I put this, I'll do the same thing again, but I'm gonna mix it up this time. Just for fun. Because why not? All right, I think this is our pinkest paper in the signature, so I'm gonna put that there. And then I'm gonna put this here, and I'll definitely go back and put something. Oh, maybe I will. Oh, I know. Maybe I will put this. So this was on a roll, but once it spends some time in the book, it will definitely unroll. So that has a big piece cut out from there and a flatter side over here. And this has a flatter side here and more missing there. So I have to decide if I want it like this or like this. I think I like that better. I think that's really cool. All right. And then I'm gonna go back and fill in with some of the lighter pieces, knowing that I struggled with that the last time. This one. All right. This one. Got the nice tier there. And then we can put this here, which I think still looks good back there. And then we want like a nice big piece. That is my last paper. Okay, and then I think I will put that there. This one here. And then I will slip these two in as we go. Okay, so that's this one, that one, these two. I could put this right here. What do you think? Oh, I like that. I like how she's like peeking up. And if I put it up here, then we can have 2 of them peeking up. So I'll put that up at the top. That's really fun. So then once I put the signatures together, for this one, because I'm adding more sewing details, I'm adding pockets and like tuck spots and belly bands and all that. Because I'm going to do that, I will go back and do that now. So I won't be like clipping these or anything. But then we're going to arrange the, hang on, sorry, that piece it's crooked, so I have to make sure it's not peeking over the top on the other side. All right, so then we have this one, this here, there's our center quilt book. This is really fun. I love making, like, I love this part of making journals. I love trimming the pages and then lining the pages up. It's probably my favorite part. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like the part where the coordinating and the art side of it comes together for me. Okay. Everything's sliding around because nothing's clipped. But actually, I was worried that this would be too thin for over here, but it's actually perfect. It's just barely underneath, so that's really cool. So here's what the journal is going to look like with the 2 signatures. When they get bound in, that's what it's going to be. There's the back. Nice and chunky. And I will line everything up top to bottom. Make sure all the edges are all tucked in. Make sure nothing's going off this edge from the book. And do all that after I do some sewing. So for the sewing details, what I'm probably going to do is go through to the longer side of the scrapbook papers, like this one, and find the plainer side. Sorry, I'm off camera a little bit. Like right here, I'll probably add a pocket, or maybe do like a belly band across one of these or something. I have to see what pieces I have and make decisions. I will also be using a couple of whale tails to sew along the edge. In my other journal that I made, I added a piece of lace along this edge of this to kind of extend it a little bit to get it, you know, the same length as the rest of the pages. So I'll go through to the shorter ones and I'll add lace or tabs or something. Gonna do all that off camera because I don't have the setup to film my sewing machine, and I don't really like listening to the sound of sewing machines on video, so I try not to put it on my video. For pieces, I have a lot of scraps. I have like these, which I'll be using for a lot of things. I have some pieces from the graph paper, some pieces from the front cover pattern, and then I have these were journal cards from the scrapbook paper pack, so I have quite a few of those. I think 12. I want to say there was 12 on the sheet. So I'll be putting these in like little faux postcard. I'll put some of those in. This is the front of the paper pad, so it had all the info on it. What I usually do is flip it over, use this side, and sew it down as a pocket so that you can't tell that it was the front. So I try to use everything. These were from the front, but they do have the stripes on the back, so I can use those as pockets this way, or pockets this way, or just journal cards. So yeah, that's what I have to decorate with, and a couple more like little scraps and offcuts. And that's kind of it for those. And then I also was thinking I would make some belly bands with the pieces from that paper. So that's the extra large one. And then here is these little ones that I'm making with it. I have not done any patchwork. Like, I'm going to do patchwork over some of these. It was an old tablecloth. It was very thin when I got it. It was already cut when I got it. And so there's some stains from its life as a tablecloth. They kind of look just like coffee stains or something like that. Just a few in some places on these covers. So I'm just going to go through and put some little patchwork pieces and sew around those. And I haven't done that yet, but I will. So with that in mind, I will be pairing pages to the cover because some of the covers have different insides and different outsides, but I will not be like binding them quite yet. All right, so I sorted pages for these. This is quite fun, very scrumptious. So I sorted piles of pages, and I have some, they were random, pretty random, with the exception of these pocket pages. I kind of just have this pile of pocket pages that I've already sewn up. They're just pockets. I just try to keep a bunch on hand because it's easier to do a bunch at a time, and I like to use them in all of my like standard 9x12 papers or journals, so I just try to keep some on hand. So I have 2 with yellow on the inside, and I think for the ones with yellow that I want to pair this orange, and that's basically how I'm going to decide that right now. Then I have this, and this. And these 2 are very similar, so I'll just put those 2 together and those 2 together. And they're all gray on the inside, so I'm going to do these 2 with the orange and these 2 with the pink. And that's it. That's the whole way I'm going to pick. So to show you what I have for pages in here, I have my pocket page. I have this thin paper here, a piece of lined coffee dyed paper, a thin piece of scrapbook paper, another thin piece of scrapbook paper. This is a thick piece of scrapbook paper from the Petal Pink collection. I have packaging paper, craft book paper, this thin piece of paper here. It's like a tracing paper. I have these, 1 in each. These are really nice pages from a very vintage sewing book. I have this with the patterns, the sewing patterns on it, or you know, it's from a craft sewing, crocheting, whatever book. They're all from different books, but a lot of them are sewing books. Alright, so then I have these, and this one's pretty plain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I thought so. This one had slipped. So I have like not really a rhyme or reason to doing this, but I am going to organize my pages here, and I am going to paper clip them together, at least loosely, because the pages are done. That I have the 1 pocket. I'm not going to do sewing on these. They're going to be very simple. So I'll clip the pages together, and yeah, and then once the covers are done, then they'll just be ready to go. I'm going to sort these kind of, so I'm going to have like my scrapbook paper here, some like thinner paper here, and my like craft book pages here. Sometimes I start with the outside, sometimes I start with the inside. I hope you can see my desk well enough. I forgot that I'm supposed to be checking. This is going to be the outside page, but I'm actually going to start with the center of my journal. which I think I might want it to be, I hadn't really like planned this part out. Sometimes I planned it out, sometimes I don't. I think I want it to be this one. So I'm going to do that one, and then I'm going to do probably like this one, because I know it's plainer on the inside. And then this one, well, I usually like to sort of do like something fancy and then something plain, and then just sort of rotate, so I don't have too much like plain paper or too much writing or whatever like up against each other. So like this is white on the inside, and then I'll put something plain, and then I'll put something like noisy, and then I'll put probably this one, and then I'll put something more plain, and then I'll put something more noisy, just to sort of like rotate what's up against each other. Okay, so that's folded. So I have to, because it's folded crooked on purpose, but I have to make sure it's lined up properly, but I want it at the top here, so I'm going to do this instead. All right, that one, and then I know this one's plain on that side. All right, and then I have this. I have this. And then I see, so now I have two pieces that I have to try to fit in properly. But that's plain here. So I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to line that up at the top. I'm going to line that up at the bottom, just for fun. And then here's our outside page. And we have this now. Make sure I like it, and then call it a day. Yep. And then I just tuck all those together, and then I'm just going to grab one of my bigger paper clips and clip that, and I'll probably clip it on both sides to hold it. And then I'm just going to take that and do this. And so now I know that those two are together, and I gotta put that aside somewhere. Probably just at the bottom of this pile. I don't have a lot of space. This desk that I work at while I'm doing my videos is like a very small desk, because it's better if I stand up while I'm working on my videos, which makes me not have a lot of space. That's all. All right, you can put that as like one of the scrapbook type papers. Again, this is going to be our first piece. So we have, these are kind of just scraps and offcuts and pieces from the kits that I am making. You'll be hearing a lot about those in the next few videos whenever I get to talking about them, because I am making kits for the first time. I'm very excited about it. I don't have a lot of info to share yet, mostly because I haven't worked out the details of what I want to share, but I am working on kits. I'm excited about them. I cannot wait to show them off. And while making those kits, I came up with a lot of extra little pieces, and that's what I'm making these journals out of. So yeah, so that's where all these pieces are coming from, is the leftovers from my kits. And you'll be hearing a lot more about that soon. I think I might stop here because my storage on my phone is running low, and I just checked. It looks like I only have like 5 more minutes before the storage runs out. So I'm going to end the filming after this one video, and then what am I trying to say? And then I'll just do the rest of these off camera, because it's pretty much the same process over and over at some point. And that gets boring, so I will save my phone memory, make sure I don't get cut off, and save you from having to watch the same thing over and over again. But this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing these little journals, just by putting these pages together. They're scrappier journals. They're definitely like a collage journal. They definitely have like a little bit more of a crazy style. I guess eclectic. But I think they're going to be really fun when they're done. I think I'm going to love them, and I hope that at least 6 people love them enough to want to bring one home. So that's what that's going to look like when it's done. It's going to be really simple. I'm just going to make sure the covers are how I like them, that I'm happy with them, and then I'll be able to just bind the pages right in. I'm just going to bind them directly to the cover, nothing fancy. And then when they're done, they'll be available for sale. The Big Sewing Journal is a custom order for a friend, so that will not be available for sale, but these journals will be. And pretty soon you'll be hearing the details about my journal kits that I'm making and a challenge that I'm doing to go with the journal kits. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching, and I will give you more details when I have more details. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.